God chose Mary to be the mother of Jesus and Joseph to be his earthly father. Mary held him and the baby close and kept him warm. They both gave Jesus everything he needed to grow. The baby Jesus grew and became a boy. Then when Jesus was about 12 years old, he went up and Mary and Joseph to Jerusalem for a special festival. When they were returning home, Mary and Joseph discovered that Jesus wasn't among them. So they hurried back to the city and looked everywhere they had been. Finally, they found him in the temple, talking to the teachers. When Jesus spoke, everyone, even the teachers, listened because he knew so much. When the teacher spoke, Jesus listened because he wanted to learn more. He was learning his heavenly Father's plan. The boy Jesus grew and became a man. When Jesus was about 30 years old, he went to the river Jordan to be baptized by his cousin John the Baptist. As soon as he came up from the water, heaven opened and God's Spirit came very close to Jesus. Like a dove, a voice of heaven said, "My son, I love him. I am very pleased with him. Listen to him." After Jesus was baptized, he went into the desert for 40 days and 40 nights to pray and get ready for his work on earth. Jesus knew to carry out God's rescue plan, he would have to die. There was no other way. The snake tempted Jesus and with other ways 3 times. But Jesus said, No. I trust God and I will do what he wants. When Jesus returned from the desert, he began his work. He told such wonderful stories and did such amazing things. And people wanted to know who he really was. They just had to follow him. Jesus came close to people, especially people no one else liked. Jesus healed many people and helped them come close to God. He was mending God's broken world. Three years, Jesus knew the time had come. He went to Jerusalem for a Passover celebration. This was when the people in Israel remembered how God had rescued them from being slaves in Egypt long ago. But the Passover, God was getting ready for an even greater rescue. At the meal, Jesus held up the bread and the cup, gave thanks to God and said, "Wherever you eat bread and drink wine, remember me." This is how God will rescue the whole world. My life will break, but God's broken world will mend. My blood will be poured out, but our hearts will be healed. After supper, they went out into the garden where Jesus prayed. That night was so confusing one. In the dark of the night, guards came and arrested Jesus. Angrily, jealous leaders and Jesus put on trial even though he had done nothing wrong. The next day, he was beaten, whipped, and had to carry a cross up a hill outside the city. He was crucified like a criminal. On the cross, Jesus cried out, "Father, forgive them. They know not what they are doing." Later in the afternoon, Jesus said, "It is finished," and died. The skies grew dark. A few of Jesus' friends took his body and put it in a cave and rolled a big stone over the front like a door. Jesus' friends were sad and confused. They thought it was the end. On the third day, very early in the morning, some woman came to Jesus' tomb to anoint Jesus' body. But they got to the stone, it was rolled away, and the tomb, it was empty. Suddenly, an angel appeared and said, "Why are you looking for Jesus here? He isn't dead anymore. He is alive." Some of the women rushed back to the town, but Mary stayed at the tomb weeping. Then saw a man. She thought he was a gardener. So she asked him, "Where did they take Jesus' body?" He turned to her and said her name, Mary. And she knew it was Jesus. He was alive. Jesus told Mary to go and tell others, "I am alive. I am the light of the world." God's rescue plan worked. Because I have defeated death, you can live forever with your Father in heaven, who loves you with a never stopping, never giving up, unbreaking, always and forever love.